So last time we played, be it a long time ago, the party had, come to you'd all died basically, and you had your sort of multiversal glitch, and then you all kind of found your feet and what you were trying to achieve before you all had your sort of consciousness shift. And what ended up happening was you decided you were going to go pick up your wolfskin um, cloak for Emir and the sword for Indra. Or sorry, Indra is your old. Oh, Indra's still your name. Sorry, some people changed their name, some people didn't. Indra's still your name. Um, so yes, you were heading over a bridge, and then one of you, I can't remember which, saw a firework go off in the distance, and then all of a sudden the bridge completely exploded and was threatening to crumble. You managed to save most of the townsfolk. You did notice a couple of people seemed to be, for lack of a better term, kidnapped. And then you made it to the other side of the bridge where a youngling red dragon appeared, which did some damage to you. Put a couple of you down with his breath weapon, but you were able to get back up, kill it. Then you went around town, picked up your items. So Indra now has his gem socketed sword, and Emir has his wolf skin cloak. And then through some chicanery with, I believe, turning into a dog, I believe is what happened. Um, you were able to trace back gunpowder residue to a seemingly normal townhouse, which I believe you were just opening the door to the townhouse as we ended that game. So I've got a map for the house if people go on to D&D Beyond. And I shall get to my notes. So, who is opening the door into the house just for sake of conversation? It's not a trap. Don't worry. It's not about to explode and kill you all. Who's going first?
I'll go first. Why not?
So, I'll drop all your tokens in. Actually, this is more. I've not even gridded done a grid for this one for uh size. It is more for just to help the theater of the mind a wee bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's all these. So you open the main entrance, and you notice that the house is pretty unkept. Looking around, you see some moderate furnishings, some rugs on some dark wooden floors throughout sort of each of the rooms that you wander through. You see a couple of high back chairs sitting around a table, and another table that sits facing a hearth that has long since seen its last fire. Uh, you don't notice any kind of clutter or signs of struggle or breakages throughout the house, but there seems to be a thin layer of dust about the place, like it hasn't seen footfalls in a while.
Hmm. Can I have a look around and see if there's anything that's got less dust than the rest?
um, you walk. Well, roll me an investigation check. Yeah, sorry, I've seemed to have something just annoying my throat. You seem to notice that I'm just gonna mark it here. You can hopefully see that on the map. Towards that sort of middle corridor, there are a couple of tall wooden barrels and one knocked over on its side and a wooden table. And the floor around there seems to be, excuse me, uh, there's not less dust there, but you can see that the dust has been disturbed, moved. You can almost make out with your 17, you can actually make out like a footprint in the dust, almost like in a very, very light snow. you can sort of make out the sort of very the outline of the outside of a shoe, like a footfall around this area.
Okay, I'll follow the footprint, and I guess I will slowly lift that trapdoor. Repeatedly.
It's yeah, it's not trapped. But very quickly into our next map. I've really got to learn how to compile these things together. And for sake of, I'm just gonna put. Nah, I'll put these all in. Why not? Sinus, and then Harrow, and then Indra, and then Drag, and then Amir. Just gotta make sure I've got to bring in the right version of you. Um, so you see a wine cellar again, just as covered in dust. Um, yeah, it's fairly big, big wine cellar. As you can see, the middle row is sort of stacked of various different, fine. What you'd imagine would be fine wines, probably just some wines, and on the far wall are those big, like 40-liter sort of oak casks that some like you can tap and just get wine straight out of for maybe a wine that's still being aged.
Mm.
You'll see them in like your typical sort of fantasy game basement. When you walk into, it's like about the size of the player.
I guess I'll look around to see if there's any other areas where the dust has been disturbed.
Yeah. Roll me another investigation check.
The dice like me
Okay.
today.
Yeah, they really do. So you see that this one here, you notice that those same sort of footfalls appear to go to this cask and then disappear. So just for it's the second one on the left.
Okay, I guess we'll go over and see if there's any kind of mechanism to open up a secret room or.
Uh, with your 20, you can definitely tell that there is some sort of mechanism here. You can sort of, especially being a warforged yourself, you can almost smell a familiar kind of gear oil, sort of mechanical smell, that lingers in the air as you get close. But you don't see. There's no sort of like pull ring. There's no sort of obvious latch or lever or anything that needs pulled. Do you feel like this door is opened elsewhere?
I'll just go to the others. Look around for some kind of lever or button. There is some kind of entrance to a secret location behind this barrel.
I'm gonna inspect some of these wine bottles and just be like, nope, not
Yeah,
that one.
I'm not gonna
Nope,
inspect
not
them.
that one.
Yeah, I'm doing the same. I'm just gonna pocket
Both of
some wine
you,
bottle.
both of you, roll me d100s. And also, just to say, because I maybe didn't make it clear when you came in, there is there's another floor to this house. It's a 2-story house, and then the cellar below.
6, 7.
Well, while we're at
Fuck
it,
off.
gotta take some photos as well. Maybe the most expensive that you want.
You're taking wine as well. Could you also roll me a
I know.
d100, please, Indra?
Roll a 1, roll a 1.
So,
Okay.
57.
Put the thing
So
into it.
as you're all working your way down this middle row of wine bottles, just sort of haphazardly pulling and getting you. Maybe one of you does have maybe a slightly connoisseur eye. I mean, I'd say they're probably each worth like a gold each. You just kind of. Trag, you go to lift one, but it doesn't actually lift out of the harness, the where it's sat. You know, it seems to
The
be
hammock.
yeah, the wine hammock. It
The
doesn't
wine
lift out of
hammock.
its wine hammock. You know, it doesn't budge as you could. You know, you're a strong guy. You're like, it doesn't move.
Come here, help me.
You know, if they
Um,
have hammocks for their wine, do they also have hammocks for their bananas?
I I reach over and can I try and like twist the bottle instead?
It doesn't twist.
Does it move forward or back?
It pulls towards you, and then that place that cast that Sinus had told you about to keep an eye out for goes and swings open.
We found it, which is totally what we were doing.
Yep, that's exactly what we done. So how much wine bottles do we actually get to keep?
Well, I found
Ah.
67 wine bottles and somehow managed to like secret them away. You got 94.
You know what? Sure, I'll allow that. It's a big wine
How-
cellar. They're worth a gold each, so fine. You can have the
How are you
amount
going
of
to carry 94 bottles of wine?
on a wall. He's going to put
That's
them
like
all on a
50.
wall.
That's 50 kilos of wine, basically.
I'm super strong.
Wait there. What is? I've actually forgotten what my carry weight is these
I
days.
think you're. Well, yeah, because you're a. Are you still a frost giant?
I'm still a frost giant and I'm still like fairly strong.
You still have that bulky.
420. It's not as high as it used to be when it's like 900 or something.
420s and 6.7s. Are you? What's going to be your next number, Alex? 69 damage.
Hey.
So 60 kilos is about 132 pounds.
It's like a
I'm good.
quarter of your
good.
carry. Over your
I've just
quarter of
got
your carry weight. Oh god.
I've just put my bag down.
I've just
Probably
Probably
realized
about 90 bottles.
we have a paladin, and 2 fighters in our party makeup right now. Wow, you guys really don't want to lose another fight.
Yeah.
uh, so yes, the thing, you've all gathered up whatever wine you're going to gather, and then so you can take as many of you want as you want. You can take the 94, the subset of the 94. They're all worth
Can
a
I-
gold each.
Can I mark ones that I want to come back for when if I ever come back?
How are you gonna mark them?
Just like with a wee knife or something. Just get a knife and just like mark an X on the label.
Sure, absolutely. How many are you gonna mark? All of them?
I'm gonna mark 80 of
80 of them.
and take,
Okay.
yes, and take 10 bottles myself.
Oh, of the ones that right, okay, out of the 94.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you just meant you were going around the entire room.
I'll
And
be
May's
pretty
just
much-
absolutely crammed his explorer's pack full, and he's just put it against the wall so we don't. Like,
Well, no, I'm
Think
gonna
about-
drink one of the bottles. I'm gonna be drinking one of the bottles as we go through this adventure right now. Just may as well.
Think of all the Molotov cocktails.
Yeah, I'll take 3.
You're gonna take 3, okay. You know what? That's honorable. I like that. I like that.
and May has literally just filled his bag. Like he's not gonna get 67 in there, but he's gonna get quite a few.
But you're not taking any walking wine with you, no? No
Walking
walking.
wine.
No walking.
Sure. And then May's gonna pull cock out his teeth like that.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So, who is going to venture into the secret passage,
Oh,
which
I'm
I don't have
probably
a
gonna,
map
like,
for?
I'm probably going to start edging in as they're bagging wine.
So, as you approach, you see that the door hasn't opened fully. It's just sort of unlatched itself, and the weight of the wood has sort of swung it open enough for you to get a hand in and pull the rest out. And as you start to open the door, you notice a red glow and a cavern that goes about 15 feet. Quite dark.
Does this
You know, there's no other lights, anything in there apart from this like red glow.
Does this cavern look familiar? From a picture, perhaps?
No, you wouldn't have seen this in a picture.
Okay. I'm gonna wait for the other. Like as soon as the others like finish bagging up and look towards me to go in, like I'll start heading on in so they can follow.
So whoever wishes can follow behind. I'm going to assume the whole party does.
Yeah.
It's a tight
It may
squeeze
have
for all of you.
like bent over like this.
Small sips of the wine.
It's a tight squeeze. As I said, it's only about 15 foot long, and it's only dug out about 5 or 6 feet wide. As you get to the end, Sinus, you see that the red glow appears to be coming from a very ornately carved door. With it has the glowing appears to come from 2 red eyes, which then lead down to a long snout and a toothy maw. It appears to be a depiction of a red dragon.
Well, how fun. I will cast detect magic on the. I guess.
There is some magic. It's not heavily. It's not like you don't sense anything harmful. It's more a slight illusionary kind of magic that maybe is giving the credence to this glow. But you don't, you're not sensing any kind of destruction or like of evocation magic or conjuration magic or anything like that. It's more just that sort of illusionary kind of glow.
Okay.
Oh, no, sorry, I am telling a lie. You're getting... What kind of magic would that be? Sorry, 2 seconds.
It'll be like death magic or something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess it's like portal magic, which would be.
You get
Conversations.
a low-level abjuration sort of touch from it.
Let me just remind myself what abjuration does.
Defense and sort of warding.
Okay.
Also banishment.
Ah.
It's hard to keep track of what kind of magic does what, I all know what fireball does, but I always forget it's evocation magic. I go back to like Skyrim style magic descriptions.
I will put my hand on the handle / doorknob and slowly open the door.
So as you go to reach where you would normally see a door handle, there is no door handle. There is a slight seam in the middle of the door where you can kind of like that splits the picture of the door perfectly in half, but you don't see any lock. You don't see any door handle. You're not sure how and by what mechanism this door opens.
What was the password for the last one?
That yeah, but in Draconic.
What
It's
would-
like
what'd
show
you say,
you're
Alex? Sorry.
friendly.
It was speak friend and enter, but it was friend in Draconic.
I'll try and say that in Draconic. See if it opens.
It doesn't. The door does not react.
I just say open.
What was that?
Yeah, just say open.
You say, oh, the door does not open. Roll me an investigation check. Whoever wishes to.
Oh, the dice have betrayed me.
Yeah,
More than
yeah,
one
that's
person
okay.
can roll the investigation check. Oh fuck! No one's gonna figure out this door. There we go. Trag. Half drunk Trag.
Yeah, after just sipping from this bottle, looks over once like, oh,
We should ban Alex from
Everybody.
if he's got a positive scoring.
I'm actually rolling decently for reading my money
I-
card.
I've only got a +1 in investigation, to be fair.
Yeah, but in
God damn.
every campaign we play, you can't have a positive score. You roll like crap.
Sure.
Okay, so Trag, Harrow, and Indra, Trag, you get there a split second before Harrow, who gets there a split second before Indra. Because you're not right up at the door, you're a bit further back behind Sinus. You're sort of looking at it. There's the big red eyes and the snout, and then you see the teeth and everything. You notice that the large fang on the bottom of the jaw is like recessed into the painting. It's like they carved a chip out of the door and then painted the tooth in there. But yeah, you would hazard a guess that that's probably linked to how this door opens. Like there's something
Like,
missing.
yeah, the fang is missing essentially.
Yeah. So Sinis and Amir are in like, what?
Big
Just trying-
bastards just in the way.
Emir starts like trying to feed the dragon some wine.
You know the way, you big bastard.
It's like
You see this?
delicious.
There's something missing.
Hmm.
What, you think it needs more wine?
Maybe.
Doesn't seem to be working.
Didn't do it. Did do it. No. Don't waste any more
Maybe
wine.
it needs a different vintage.
Mm. I'll check my backpack.
Oh god, he's gonna waste all his wine. The wine has no effect on the dragon mouth.
Oh, see, this one's a white. Wasn't like white. Try a red.
While these lot are messing around, I just kind of nudge. Forgot your name. Sorry. I'll just nudge Harrow and kind of motion him to head back upstairs with me.
There's a
Right.
fang missing, lads. Anyone got a fang?
Not at the minute, but if you give me a minute.
Okay, are you two trying to like sneak off by yourselves, or do you just have like a different idea you want to pursue?
I'm just gonna head upstairs and start going through everything I can see to see if I can find anything that might be vaguely fang shaped or give some kind of clue to how else this door might open.
Okay.
Keep trying. I'm sure brute strength is the answer. And I'm gonna walk upstairs sarcastically.
Okay, Harrow. I start going like that against the door.
Yeah. While
Nope.
we're at it, can I just check it out here to see if there's any fact?
To see if you see the
He
fang.
just says he wants to hang out with the cool kids.
Yeah, even anywhere around the door.
Anyone who's looking to try and find a clue of how to open the door, roll me an investigation check, please.
For fuck's sake.
I think I've got to the bottom of that wine now, and I'm just checked out of
Rolling
the
with
door.
disadvantage.
So
I did roll a nat 20 and got a 19 because I got a -1. But
oh, you rolled a nat 20. I still
Yeah.
count that as a nat 20. Okay, I'm gonna move the map back up to the ground floor. So you guys come out of the basement, and we'll say Trag and Sinus and Harrow. You guys have kind of got the downstairs covered. You know, you're going through drawers and cupboards and, you know, checking under beds and under mattresses and pillows, anywhere you can think of to try and find any kind of clue. Indra, I'm going to say that you sort of think to yourself, well, these guys have got the bottom floor covered. I'm going to go up to the second floor of the house, which will load in just a wee second.
Don't worry, guys. I got this bedroom.
Which-
Lie down in the bed.
It's not as big. You can see from the image that it's sort of offset from the back of the house slightly. It doesn't go the full width of the house, but you see sort of the it wouldn't necessarily be the master bedroom, but it's where it seems to have been the most used. You know, there's some books, there's a desk and a table. excuse me, and on this desk you see a leather-bound, like, journal. And if you leaf through it, you see that it's got several mundane pages sort of depicting events throughout this person's life. Of maybe they spoke to someone in the market, or they've went and had food at this place or the other. But the last few entries is where it seems to get a bit more interesting, a bit more relevant. Um, it seems to start off by talking about that the person who lived here started to have disturbed dreams and visions. Some that seemed to take place in his own body, but in an unfamiliar setting, and others he looked down, he didn't recognize himself, and if he saw his reflection, there was something slightly off about the way he looked. He just couldn't put his finger on it. Other times in these dreams, he was trapped, staring at a set of flame red eyes and unable to look away. It then progresses on to noises started to come. Sometimes they were dull hums he could hear while reading a book by the fire, and other times more sudden crashes that were gone as quick as they arrived. They all seemed to be coming from his basement, and when he looked into his wine cellar to investigate, he found the door that you guys seemed to be stuck against. Um, he decided he was going to go to the Sky Hall and report this, maybe check some guidance, maybe this needed to be investigated. And that is the last entry of the journal.
Strange voices.
Do I get any details? Like a name or the
What was that, Shadar? You started breaking up a little bit on my end.
So the guy, right, with the joke. So is there a name mentioned or any description of the person? Nothing.
Of who the person was?
Yeah.
No, you don't. They don't seem to have written in like a. It's like a personal journal. They've not really written that this is the journal of, or they don't really describe themselves too much. It seems to just be sort of almost like a reminder account or a first person account of how things were. There's no real dates on it either. They weren't really the most fastidious of separate. The only difference is like each page seems to be its own entry, but it just seems to be a very casually kept journal. This person doesn't strike you as some great scholar or mad mage turned lich or anything like that. This just apparently just seemed to be like some commoner.
Okay, let's bring the joke to the other guys. There's nothing mentioned about the two of them right now. Because I also mentioned the fact that he's been having dreams. I didn't like read it about another appearance and stuff. But bring to the other guys to discuss it.
Okay, so I'll move the map back down to the ground floor. So you get the party together and just sort of tell everybody at the same time about what you've come across. You find this journal. Yeah, this is what it says basically.
Well, Bushmilk started hearing voices in his head and he went to the sewers to investigate. Can't say I know anything about that. Then the stupid bastard tried to go to the cops. Should have known better. Though, I guess I didn't. What do we do now?
It was a very, very ominous statement, but I'll leave that for now because
You're asleep.
I'm still quite, I'm still quite good.
So we've not seen any trace of any sort of like extra fan key in the house then?
Nope. Yeah, sorry, that is the rest of your investigation in the ground floor is fruitless. You don't come across any other sort of personal artifacts. All the rest, if you find any food or whatever in the cupboards, it all seems to have gone quite stale. Maybe some of the finer products like meats and stuff is definitely spoiled. Yeah, it looks like maybe no one's been in here for, you guess me, 3 weeks to a month. It's by a thin layer of dust about, but no, you didn't find any other sort of personal effects or journal entries or a fang-shaped key.
So whoever's
Should
coming and
we
going is taking
go-
it with.
Like, should we go to the thing then? The sky hole? Because that's where he did say he was going to go, and it was his last entry.
So we don't know the name of the guy, right? So you think the wine, the bottle of wine would have the brand of this winery in it, so we could actually inquire about the guy.
He appears to have just been like, some folks focus on, like, especially back in the day when there was no TV or games or anything like that, it would have been like, I'm going to get into woodworking, or I'm going to get into, making weapons or whatever. This guy just seemed to be a bit of a wine connoisseur. You don't really see or get the, he lives in a modest home. He's not in squalor, but he's in a decent home in a decent part of the town. But he seems to, like, there's no, like, bottling area, or there's no sort of vineyard, like grapes or vineyards outside his house or anything like that. This guy was maybe a bit of a wine collector rather than being like an actual, seller. He may have sold to like his mates or stuff like that, but he definitely wasn't making his own vintage. And if you look at the bottles, you'll see they're like from all different areas of the world.
So he was just unlucky enough to move in above the Ebony Blade.
Above the what?
Ebony Blade, it's the sword in Skyrim that Mafala
Oh,
has.
sorry, the
She
Ebony
whispers
Blade.
to you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
that's in how you describe that.
Honestly-
it's the sword in Elder Scrolls. You know, come on.
It's honestly the door. I was going for the Dark Brotherhood style door. I was toying with the
Yeah,
idea
that's
of
what I
having
first
like a
thought of, and as
voice.
soon as you started, we read the journal. It's like, oh yeah, there's dreams and visions. I'm like, no, let's give him more Ebony Blade.
I was potentially gonna have like a riddle you were gonna have to answer from the door, but I was like, nah, they'll get that too quickly.
Sanguine, my
You-
brother.
You
Yeah.
could have the riddle first, and then the key next. You need.
The
you
riddle
solved it.
revealed riddle
Yeah.
revealed that the fang had to be replaced.
What color are the best dragons? Sanguine, my brother.
I like it.
So Stennis will kind of stand there contemplating for a moment, and then without even saying a word, he'll just march out the entrance of the building, back onto the street, and start walking towards the closest house.
The
Should
closest,
we
just the
follow
closest
that
house.
middleman?
Sinis walks about 3 feet to the right and then stops at the next door neighbor's house.
And I kind of start banging on the door. But at first I knock quietly, but then when they take more than like 12 seconds to answer, I start banging louder.
Okay.
What the rules in this city? Is open carry all right?
Drink
a
and
good
find out.
question.
Drink and find out.
Because right now this is gonna turn in from like being drunk in public to like a disorderly conduct shit if we're just knocking on people's doors.
Well, that would just
Causing havoc.
be a need into this missing guy's house when we're drinking
Yeah.
his wine. Right, I've retrieved my my backpack from downstairs. As I move them, clink, 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 clink.
No, officer, we stole no wine. Like,
By
The
the-
wino's bin the day on bin day.
By the time you guys make it out to the street, you hear this quite loud thump, 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 and you can see that while the door is not in any kind of danger of breaking, it's a well-made door. It's a nice house. To the right of this house here, it's starting to dent the wood slightly. You're not going to break it down or anything, but you can see that it's starting to bow slightly, and
Frames rattling.
a sort of middle-aged elven woman with sort of short blonde hair answers the door. And she's, yes, can I help you? Please stop trying to kick my door in.
I'm sorry, I'm here on behalf of your neighbor. He is having a bit of a problem with his distillery in his basement. I was wondering if you would be willing to help.
I haven't. Is he back? Like, the rumor was he was murdered. He's not been seen for about a month. At a
Murdered by
distillery in
who?
his basement? It's the first I've heard of that.
Murdered by whom?
Oh, we don't like. Maybe it was general crime. You know, we just. I hadn't seen him on the street like I said, about a month. So I just assumed he'd been.
Well, you see, we were sent by the city to assist in these matters, and it seems there's been some interesting comings and goings from this place recently. Have you seen anything?
I mean, I think I'll hear like a noise at night, but you know, you live in a big city, you hear noises at nighttime. But during the day, whenever I'm out and about, I don't see anything. I don't really see any comings and goings. There's sometimes you'll see a footprint or two. If it's a rainy day, you'll see some muddy thoroughfare, which I always find a bit strange. But I'd assumed squatters had entered the house after he hadn't come back in a couple of weeks.
Well, the house was quite well locked up. Just for our records to make sure we do have the right place, could you just remind me of your neighbor's name?
Oh, Augustus Cyril.
And could you spell that for me?
No, because I'm dyslexic, but I will Google it and find out.
AUGUSTUS.
Yeah,
and
he's
then
right.
CYRIL. Cyril.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you, dictionary.
Okay. Well, that seems to match all the information I have here. If you do come across any odd goings on around here, I would like you to keep some kind of note, perhaps a journal, and then if you see me or any of my I go to say friends, and then I like quickly catch
Hello.
myself and go associates around here. Perhaps share your findings with us.
Okay. Like I said, I've not seen much, but I'll keep an eye out for any more muddy footprints or strange noises in the night. And if I see you again, I'll let you know.
Well, we're always around.
Sure. This is why the first time I've seen you.
I'll hand her a silver piece for her troubles and
Oh.
send it on her door.
Thank you very much. Yes, please, just not as rushed next time. I was getting dressed. I can only come down so quickly.
And then I'll head back to the party, and I will tell them that I have discovered his name and that it is Augustus Cyril.
Now we go to Skyhold.
Well,
Oh.
now we have a name to work off rather than just the house near the river.
I was more concerned about the supervillain that woman was talking about. This general crime. It sounds like
I knew you were gonna fucking. I knew someone was gonna mention that. General
Love
crime.
The Punisher rebranded.
Well, so Captain America's gone really, really off the rails. Also, Fergus, I don't know if you're aware, you've been muted this whole time.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just a little bit tired, not so talkative, but yes, I'm listening.
No, that's no problem. It's just in case you were saying something and hadn't.
You
Like...
do often mute yourself and then you start going. Oh.
Absolutely fine. Just wanted to make sure you were aware. Okay, so
You didn't hear
yes.
my speech about Harrow's mother? What?
So yeah, I
What
guess we
is
go
my
to the.
mother's name?
Oh, I don't. That's the last thing I need is another fucking party member change. Are you guys going to the Sky Hall?
I guess so. That is the way they keep their records, isn't it? So probably be your best bet to find if he was murdered, and if so, by who.
Okay. You make your way to the nearest sort of portal up to the Sky Hall. And let me check your passive stats here.
How long is the DM line this time?
Huh?
How long is the DM line this time?
I will say okay. I mean, yes, Amir. As you guys are getting closer to the sort of portal up to the Sky Hall, um, you know, it's a nice day. You're looking around. You're sort of admiring the scarce wildlife that's about, in the middle of the city. The dog or a cat running by, you see the birds flittering in the sky. And as you look up, you seem to have like a flash of memory to a picture that you've seen recently of almost this exact sort of visage of the riverbank plus this sort of the blue light coming off the portal, and then off far in the distance, looking quite minuscule, is the Sky Hall. You can't quite put your finger on where you've seen it before. It's almost like deja vu. But you're like, that's gonna bother me for a while. Where have I seen that before? And then, as you're sort of contemplating that image, the party steps onto the portal and are teleported into the fairly cacophonous receiving area of the Sky Hall, where you're brought back into sort of a grimy, thin carpet where there is like a queue of people trying to get served by these three banks of kind of like DMV style uh, partitions of people. There's one person behind sort of a glass, a bit of glass, sat at a desk, and people are coming up and saying what their problems are, and get a number, and you'll be seen by blah, or we'll report that to, so you're kind of in like a bureaucratic nightmare at the minute.
I'll put my second bottle of walking wine away for now then. Recork it.
Sorry, my headphones cut out. How long did you say the line was?
I didn't, but it's just the room it's fairly busy. It's about as long as it was the last time you were here, and you were told that your waiting time could be up to like 2 hours. Like it's like a proper bureaucratic nightmare. Typical town that grew too fast and hasn't quite got a efficient way to deal with all of its sort of common folks problems.
I see you've been to North Wales recently.
I
No.
have been to North Wales.
No, you live in Northern Ireland.
Yeah, I live in Northern
It's
Ireland.
a nightmare.
It's just as fucking bad. I'm just convinced it's bad everywhere.
I think we could. Do you just want to start a fire in like a corner, and then shout fire, and then it will make everyone disperse.
I might go back and check the VODs, which I need to get better at uploading. I am almost convinced, Michael, you suggested the exact same solution the first time you guys were here.
Sure, that doesn't sound like Michael.
I'm going to join the back of the line. I'm going to tap the person in front of me on the shoulder. I'm going to go, "Hey, do you want to make a deal?"
It's just a brown-haired, sort of middle-aged human male. Just what's the deal?
I'll roll this dice. You'll guess the number. Or you'll guess odd or evens. If you're right, I give you a gold piece. If I'm right, I go in front of you in the queue.
So was it? He guesses the number, or guesses like the size.
So he'll guess odds or evens. If he's
Oh,
wrong, then I
okay.
take his place in the queue. If he's right, I give him a gold piece.
Okay. Do I guess now, or do I guess while it's rolling?
I guess now.
Odds.
I roll the dice. I roll my charlatan's dice, and I make it roll a 6.
Okay. Them's the bricks, and he gets out of the way and moves.
And
So.
I do it to the next person.
Ah, jeez. So is the crack with the charlatan's dice that you can just pick the number?
Yep.
Roll me a.
Deception to see how long you can pull it off for.
No, because I don't think people here are pretty like fucked off anyway. They're not really caring about. They're not losing anything, so they're not really caring about getting like scammed. Roll me a persuasion check with advantage, just to see if you run into any Karens. Maybe you're a little bit of a stickler.
See.
Don't want to play ball. I really like the idea though. 13 total. I'll say you get to the you meet someone who's particularly difficult like next in the queue. So you're as in you work your way the whole way up to the queue until there's a person currently being seen, the next person behind the rope, and then you. So the person who's directly behind the rope is like, no, I'm going to be seen next. I've been here for
What if I make
for
it 10 gold?
ages. Ooh.
I pull out the coins and start clinking them in my palm.
They kind of try to ignore you for a couple of minutes, and as that keeps going, and then you know when you can tell someone is taking a long time at a clerk. They're just constantly talking, and maybe they know each other or whatever. They're just taking a long time to get their shit done. I saw it all the time when I was at the post office. That is happening. So this person's kind of like, all right, fine. That money is too tempting to pass up. And are you going to be long whenever you get to the front?
Well, I don't actually want to speak to the clerk. I want to speak to the council, so hopefully they'll just send us through.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's fine. That shouldn't take very long. Okay. Evens.
I roll a 5.
Them's the bricks. And then, you're next in line. And after 5 or 10 minutes, the person in front of you finishes up. And the same, I think, sort of blonde human woman with like sort of thin glasses, I think is how I described her last time, beckons you forward, and she recognizes like, oh, I think I've seen you before. Sort of stick out a little bit. We don't get many Warforged in Beckinsale. Have we spoke before?
Well, yes. Last time we were here, we visited the council. This time we're here to see the city records.
Oh, those are kind of like you need council permission to get into the city records.
Well, then you should probably summon the council.
Sure. If you go into the receiving room where they saw you last time, I'll let them know that you're here and that you wish to talk. I assume about stuff that's been going on in the city.
Yep. And I just kind of flick a gold piece towards her and go,
Oh, thank you very much. You're very, very Robin Hood-esque with your gold tonight. What gold does this
the whole
man
point
have?
is my character isn't very personable, but he knows how to get what he wants.
Okay,
And
so
usually that's gold.
you walk out of the line towards the far western side of the room, and you end up in the same sort of grand meeting room that you were in last time, with the very long table, filled like different types of chairs to have all the facilitate all the different types of creatures that can sit on them. There's the perfect temperature tea that sort of refills itself when you drink it. There's all different various types of food, and you're not waiting long when someone comes in to meet you, and it is someone you recognize as a member of the council, someone you remember being introducing themselves as Mistress Ilra Penwright, who was the guild master for the merchants, and she's just to go over description again because it's been a while. She's a human.
I'm just gonna
Sh-
yeah, onto the list.
yeah, no worries. She's human. She's short with sharp eyes, and she's wearing this really nice blue sort of turquoise dress. And you can see that she's got like really nice silks and jewelry on her and that sort of stuff. But she is the only member of the council who comes into the room. It's like, oh, I hear you're wishing to access the city records. May I ask why?
Well, we have a suspect, or at least a lead, on the activities in question.
Okay. Well, I would feel more comfortable, with the public just on the other side of this wall. If you please follow me through, and she gestures to the north door that she just came in from. We'll go into my personal chambers. It'll be a bit. It's a bit smaller than here, but it's a further away from prying ears, if you don't mind.
I'll follow.
So she leads you through, and it's like going into a completely different building. You're going further into the Sky Hall, and the furnishings they are a lot cleaner, a lot more ornate. You don't get the smell of the public, of the unwashed masses in here. This place definitely has some dedicated caretakers, and she leads you down a few halls into a room. The outside door is made of this really nice, fine, dark wood, and it has the symbol of the stone hands, or the council of hands, sorry. And emblazoned in gold is the merchant guild mistress, or merchant guild master, sorry. So she opens the door, and you can see this is really well decked out room, really nice thick carpets, loads of really different types of paintings pictures on the wall depicting very different scenes. There's a really well made ornate wooden desk at the far wall, which be like a pine or mahogany with 3 chairs in front of it. You'd expect this more for smaller meetings rather than a party of your size, so some of you are going to have to stand. So it's very well to do room. Well, it smells really nice. She walks over and sits down behind her desk and gestures for you all to come in and fill the space.
I'll let everyone else sit down first, because characters just gonna kind of pace around the back of the room.
I'd stand at this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit.
You're gonna sit. So I think
I'm
you're
gonna
the
sit
first
like
person to sit, I think.
arms back of my head, just comfortably sitting.
Um,
Man spreading across, just like, yep.
If I
Amazing
can
to look
sit
down.
against a wall or scoff or something, I'll do that.
Amazing to look down at the chairs, look at himself, and stand against the wall like that.
So only Trag is sitting, or is
If he
Indra
made
sitting as
could
well?
sit, he would.
Please
But
have a
he,
seat. One person sits down and 6 people like scoff.
I mean, Emir would sit down, but he's a bit of a big fella, so.
There's 2
Okay.
chairs there.
No, I know, but are they gonna hold like a 8 foot tall guy?
We don't know yet.
Sure, I will try and sit down on these fancy chairs and see what happens.
You
Stand there,
hear?
try to be. Maybe.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Indra.
I was supposed to say, I'm just gonna stand there, be all intimidated and stuff. But that's it.
Okay. Okay. Amir, as you go to sit down, the chair sort of groans and creaks under your weight, but it seems to be holding together. But it's less that the carry capacity of the chair and more that they have their armchairs. They're not just open chairs. They have like a finite hip
Yeah.
space, so you feel quite uncomfortable, like you're having to almost like sit down with like one cheek on and one cheek up, kind of like so your hips are not pressed against the wood, so it's more uncomfortable from that perspective.
Like I'm on a late night talk show. Like, it's just
Yes.
slightly
Yes, exactly. Please tell me what you found, and there's another chair here if someone wishes to fill it.
I just kind of lean on the back of the empty chair and go, well, I don't know how quickly news travels, but I'm sure you saw the incident on the bridge.
Yes, I heard there was, but the reports I've heard must have been exaggerated. I heard that the bridge was attacked somehow, but then there was a fight with a dragon in Beckinsale.
Small dragon, but yes, a dragon.
How do you have any leads on how it got here?
Well, that's what we're trying to figure out. We do have a small lead. That's why we want access to the city records. We have a name. The name may not necessarily be linked directly, but it may help us in our investigation.
And may I ask what the name is?
Augustus Cyril.
Oh, I believe. Oh, was he? Did he go missing? Has he been missing?
Oh, according to his neighbor, he was murdered,
Oh.
or at
Oh
least
no,
believed
that.
to be.
Oh, that poor person. What what region of town was he from?
The
Craftsward.
Craftsward.
Oh.
The river section.
Right next to the river, or not very far from the bridge that was attacked, actually.
Oh, so it all seems to be centering around the Craftsward. That's very interesting. And this is all you've uncovered so far, is the attack on the bridge and a person you think is connected.
Well, we do have other leads, but not so concrete, and so we are not willing to we're not willing to disclose them until we're more certain in our suspicions.
I mean, you can tell me. Maybe I can help. Whatever information you have will be of great use to the council, and I can give you some of my personal sort of for resources to maybe help progress this investigation.
I kind of turn and look at the rest of the party to see what kind of things they're thinking in terms of how much to share. I'll wait for their kind of nod.
Oh, I'm going to be visibly shaking my head no, like to the point where it's very obvious that she can see it.
Oh, and while we're at it, right? When we disclose the name, do we have any change in expression or anything? Can I maybe do a perception or I don't know, an insight or something to see if she's hiding anything from us?
You can absolutely roll an insight check. You can't get a good read on her. She's the head of basically the Merchants Guild, so she's a shrewd negotiator. You're not entirely sure. You think there's more here. And as you're trying to get a read on her, and then but not be obvious, and you sort of look around and all, you sort of take in a little bit more of the room, and you notice that she appears to have like a black cloak hanging off the end of her door, like on like a sort of gold ornate hook at the end of her door, alongside some more furnishings in the room, but you don't really get any read off her.
Seeing the lack of nods around the room, I just kind of go through and go, I think it'd be best if we just saw the records, and then from there we'd be able to confirm or dismiss any suspicions we have before going to the council with trivialities.
She Sinis, could you roll either an investigation or a perception check, please? One or the other. There is the slightest ripple of a twitch on her eye, or like she's kind of like she's disappointed that you're not willing to share more. As well, to be honest, the records in Beckinsale amount to not much more than if a person was born here or not, if they've moved here, if what their job was, if they had one. There's not. We don't go around keeping tabs on all of our people, so I can show you to the records room if you wish, but there's not going to be much information on this person.
Would you keep track of if someone came to the council about a problem? Would there be some kind of minutes of that meeting or some kind of?
It depends. We don't keep minutes of every meeting of a rat problem in someone's basement, but we, for larger things, we would maybe keep, and maybe not minutes, but maybe a record that this person has come and spoke to us, that they've raised this concern. But it would have to be like a pretty big deal to
Funny that you should mention noises in basements.
I glare at Amir.
Noises in basements. That's very curious. Please tell me more. What do you mean by noises in basements?
He said that. Did she not say that? She said that. We didn't say anything about a noise in the basement. You said that.
No, it was definitely your large friend there mentioned something about noises in basements. Is this linked to Augustus by any chance?
Who's Augustus? You didn't say anything about Augustus?
The person you came in looking for his records?
I thought you knew nothing of Augustus.
I don't know anything of Augustus by name, but I was, you've come in, you've mentioned two things to me. You mentioned about Augustus, and you mentioned about noises in basements.
Well, you mentioned many things. That's the connection you made. Is there something you wish to tell us, Counselor?
I think you're getting confused here, my friend. You approached us trying to get access to our records, and we had a bit of a general discussion about the attack on the Lantern Bridge, and then I was told that you wanted to. There was a man in town by the name of Augustus Cyril that you wanted to get access to his records, and then you seemed to have a bit of a psychic discussion almost to see if we were willing to tell me more, and then your friends mentioned noises in basements. I can only presume the two are linked in one way or another.
Well, not to be presumptuous, Counselor, but it is very curious that you've not heard of this Augustus for such a man to have so many large industrial-sized barrels in his basement. Must have gone through a significant trade agreement in order to procure them. And as trade counselor, you would assume that you would have facilitated this deal.
I mean, as long as the city gets their cut, I don't oversee every deal that comes into town. I'm here for make sure everyone plays by the same rules. People don't get ripped off. If they think that a merchant is overcharging, they come and talk
And yet,
to
as trade
me.
councillor, you must keep records of such deals, correct?
Some, not all. Some, like, if it's
But some of such a significant amount of such size of barrel, surely you must have been curious what they were for and done some kind of investigation into it.
how many of these how large a barrel are we talking, and how many?
As big as my friend here, and I was just gonna pat me on the back.
Well, it is fairly large, I will admit.
A
And how many are
dozen
we
or
talking
so.
What's that supposed to mean?
about?
You're just a very big, strong person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roll a deception check.
Deception.
Me?
Because there was, well, are you purposely over exaggerating, or does
yeah, I'm still drunk.
Sinus? No, I'm talking about Sinus, not.
All right.
Are you purposely over exaggerating, or are you being a bit like just?
Over exaggerating what? There was around a dozen barrels in that room.
So I counted like 6.
But the
Well,
size
4
of
on
them.
each side, and then there were a couple at the bottom. So there are around a dozen.
Okay. So those like that is significant for a a random member of the public, but if he is a connoisseur and he's dealt with a particular winery or vineyard from a particular corner of the world that has been done in his dime, they maybe entered the town with him. If it had been more of a public trade, then we probably would have had record for it, but there's no guarantee that we don't keep track of every bit of private equity sold in this town.
Oh, so you're incompetent because as trade councillor, I believe it is your job to collect taxes for these trades. And so if you were not aware of this trade, then you must be incompetent.
No, because they don't all. If it does, not all of this stuff procures tax. We tax the market district. We tax the people on the earnings they make, not necessarily on their private purchases.
Then
Oh,
how
so
much
it's
do the
only-
giants get?
What was that?
Me or
Yeah,
So-
you, Michael. What was that?
how much does that tax do the giants get out of this?
Oh, the giant. We just feed the giants. They're happy enough to defend us if we feed them. They're hill giants. All they want is food.
Idiots.
They've helped us out in the past, so I won't speak ill of them.
But while things are going on, I can ask her about a couple more questions. So this guy, right? He's gone missing. So I'm assuming you've had a couple of investigations going on. So they think you've confiscated any of his possessions or gotten some in evidence from the place. So we've left that with around. Think what's happened. That'd be really helpful. Probably better than the directory.
I could give you access to his records in the Hall of Records, if you really want to look. I don't think there'll be much for you to see, but if you could give me more information, and we're frankly a little less standoffish, considering we're all on the same side, I would love to be able to give you some more additional resources where I can to help expedite this investigation. Because the sooner this threat gets found, the easier we all sleep.
Oh, we do understand that, but there is a reason we were sent from outside the city to investigate these matters, and that is because you can't be certain who inside the city is involved, and I'm sure you understand that, and that is why we cannot give you any further information regarding the investigation.
If that is the line you choose to take on it, then that is where we are. I will summon a guard, and I'll tell them to give you access to Augustus's records, and you can read the 2 or 3 pages at your leisure.
Is there a specific person in charge of the guards?
Yes, of course. There's a specific person in charge of the guards. That would be Captain. That would be Captain Barak Stonetide. He leads the Stonehands.
Alright, so above the table, we did discuss the counts with these folks, right?
What was that?
So we did discuss about the dragon counts with these folks, right? Like
Oh, the
they
dragon
know
themed
about
door.
Yeah.
I
don't
don't
know.
think.
Also,
I don't think the door in the. I don't think they went into the specifics on purpose of like the door, and I don't believe that red room that you guys were in was mentioned either. So I think Sinis was trying to keep some of that under his hat.
yeah, but they still do know about the dragon counts and stuff. That's why we're here. They know that.
Oh, the dragon threat. Sorry, yes, they know about the dragon threat. They mentioned that you guys had a bit more free reign around the city, but you couldn't just do things out illegal. But if you were in trouble with the guards or whatever, and you mentioned like the council and stuff, like they are willing to aid you in your investigation.
Just gonna mention that it's okay to that talk about a few other stuff. We don't need to keep everything a secret.
So you guys are keeping. Hang on, what is going on here? Yeah. Thanks for that. That was fucking. I was like, what is going on here? Where has this conversation gone? Oh, tax laws. I know tax laws. Fuck's sake. So
This is now turned into an audit of the infrastructure of Beckett.
one conversation and you're so
That's
suspicious.
ridiculous. 3 clerks for like 70 people? That's not a good system.
Welcome
Hey, to be fair, in my backstory, I am an inquisitor.
That is true. That is true. In my backstory, I am not a taxman. So she reaches over to the wall beside her, and you see like a silken sort of a thick silken rope, and she pulls on it, and you hear like a very distant sort of ringing, like a slight bell ring, and then a couple like 30 to 40 seconds later, a guard in this sort of stone hand uniform comes to the door. Yes, mistress. How may I help? These gentlemen would like to go to the records room to see the record for a Augustus. What was his surname? Augustus Cyril, please. That's the only record they're being granted access to. Please escort them. And, he turns to the party and says, "Very well, mistress. If you will follow me, and it's just this way." He walks out of the room, leads you down a couple more corridors, and you get brought to a room that sort of would resemble like an evidence lockup in a police station. You see a sort of like a not a public area, but like a free access part of the room, which has a couple of smaller rooms off on the western wall. So yeah, a waiting area, and then kind of like where you would go if you're opening like a bank safety deposit box. An area you could go and have some privacy to read whatever records or look at whatever artifacts that you've requested from the other side of the room, which is, you know, sort of a manned, very, very, very long, thick, very, very long room, which is sort of under lock and key. You can see it's glass with iron bars on the other side to sort of protect the stone hands on the other side of it. The guard walks up and asks, Mistress Mistress Penwright has allowed these gentlemen to look at the record for one Augustus Cyril. Please, if you could fetch that and hand it over. The guard goes and rummages around for a while. It's a good 10-15 minutes before he comes back with a thin folder and hands it through the cubby hole, which the other guard takes and then holds his hand out to whoever takes it.
Thank you.
He then gestures you to enter into the privacy room, which will be a tight squeeze, but you could all fit.
I'll squeeze on in and take a seat with the and roll it out to read it.
So yeah, it's 2 or 3 bits of parchment. Mentions his name, his date of birth, his address. If he had under any known family, it's a NA, non-applicable. And then you do see that there was an incident report about voices being heard from his basement, received by Elira Penwright and Barak Stonetide. And they assured him that they would send some people to investigate. And then 3 or 4 days later, there's a further follow-up report from a guard to say that they went to check the residence. They knocked on the door, but there was no response. And that's the end of his file. And with that, I'm going to be right back. I'm just going to refill my drink.
So they're definitely in on it together then.
Well, at least one of the councils has got to be in on it.
Yeah,
That sounds a bit suspicious that, you know, he reports something and then disappears.
Mm.
Yeah.
I tend to hire and go, well, you're the cynical one. What do you think?
I don't trust in anything anymore. Just myself. I play both sides, come out with the cool. I'm cool. I smoke cigarettes and no, I think Harrow he's jaded. Well, this version of Harrow, who I consider, you know, Dark Timeline Harrow, he's jaded.
Even more jaded.
No, I think my prime Harrow was jaded with a heart of gold, and there may yet be another Harrow who was like, oh yeah, you know, I fell in with my player, but all I got were these superpowers, and I'm very handsome, and I've got no trouble whatsoever. No, this is like the worst version of Harrow, where the accident changed him, and now he just hates everybody. So what is he still doing adventuring? He's here to get money, to wait, to bide his time, to find the relic that will empower him. As regards to the politics of this, he's not particularly interested in selling secrets to either side. He will do what thinks he's best for him.
He wants to fuck bitches, earn money.
Indeed. Nothing wrong with that.
Craig lives by a similar, pretty much the same shit.
Fuck bitches, earn money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you weren't able to tell, but I was fucking struggling there. I was like, the fuck gets taxed? It's like, it's fucking... Sure, there technically should be an import tax, but maybe this is a tax haven. I don't know. Medieval times.
Alcohol tax as well.
I'm doing to you what Alex does to me.
Oh God.
Yeah, probably.
So you read the file, and do you have any kind of discussion about it in the room, or are you just sort of handing it straight back
Oh
to
yeah,
the guard?
we
and
were
sort of
saying
leave?
that
It's a
we.
privacy room, isn't it? So anyone outside can't really hear us.
Yes, that is true. Privacy room.
So, I think we're just kind of thinking over. Like, we already discussed how we probably can't trust at least some members of the council.
Penright's
Probably-
definitely corrupt.
I get that feeling too. I'll be honest. She didn't even know her own tax laws.
Yeah.
Nepotism is at its finest.
I don't know where we go from here because now we're at this is just a dead end.
I think we might need to share some information with we need to we'll see. There's nothing mentioned in this file. No one next to pin. No property whatsoever. Apart from this one.
I mean, we could stake out Cyril's place and see if the people that are coming and going appear again.
Here's an option, but we've made quite a noise there though. The odds of them showing back up immediately after the attack on the bridge and after very well armed individuals have shown up at their base of operations is unlikely for them to return. Now,
the other option.
now, we are all quite identifiable, so we could recruit a member of the public as bait. We give them just enough information to make them a threat to, at this point we'll say whoever in the council, because, well, yeah, she's very suspicious, it's still alleged. And, we follow them and see who attempts to kill them. And, you know, if collateral damage happens, we're saving the city, so the means justify the ends.
Yeah, I could live with that.
So you're gonna recruit someone, and if they die, they die.
Yeah.
Die to die.
Good to know.
Don't you love playing a chaotic neutral party?
I know, it's great.
I think we're all.
If they die, they die.
As opposed to Michael's normal character, which is chaotic.
Yeah.
Bragg, original Bragg was not. He was a lovable scamp.
Who wouldn't know?
I'm pretty sure that's how you refer to all of your characters. They're a character. They're a lovable scamp.
Colt was not lovable.
No.
It's just bad.
I mean, I did love Coat, but no, Coat was not lovable.
Yeah. But yeah, so how do we make a flyer or something to like you know?
Well, my suggestion would be, well, someone who has reason to have been in that house, so preferably a squatter. And it can't be a real squatter because they would have been seen in a different house, so probably a beggar off the street.
And let me guess, you can give him some gold.
This is getting more sinister now.
Or what we do is we
Let's hire a beggar and essentially let him die.
We give him a dagger, and we tell him that if anyone comes in the house, he is allowed to. He's allowed to,
Dispose of the person.
dispose of them, and we tell him that in the basement
There's
there's
free
plenty of
wine.
and if you continue through the basement and into the semi-hidden passage, because remember we didn't close it, there is food.
Oh shit, we did not close that. If they
We
come
just
back, we could have fucked this whole case. They could just come back at any time and be like, "Oh, someone's found our secret door."
So plan, we hire a beggar, tell him there's free drink and food in that place, and he's allowed to stab anyone that comes in, and that we then stake it out, and he will come out running in the morning, and he'll go and tell somebody what he saw. I mean, if you saw a giant fucking painting of a dragon with glowing eyes, you would go tell them. You would tell someone.
What if we just stay in the house the night and see if it's haunted?
Well, we could, but then we wouldn't. No one's going to try to murder us. No, not one
We don't know.
person.
That
Yes,
I don't know why the funky
I
dreams
remember
of
a
the
dream I
night.
had where I was definitely murdered in my sleep.
Now, Track, hear me out. If they send someone to murder us, those people are going to be fucking scary. If they send someone to murder a beggar, it's just going to be some random asshole with a sword.
It's a good point.
Now, do you want to fight another fucking dragon?
Wait,
Ready?
I
when did
didn't.
you
I'm.
start taking hits out on people.
I don't remember fighting the dragon. I was knocked out instantly.
Do you want to get KO'd by another fucking dragon?
I do not.
Oh, that's so true. Oh god.
I say we stick with the beggar plan, and then we kill the fucker with the sword. After interrogating him, of course.
The beggar?
No. The beggar's going to have a dagger.
Oh, right.
The fucker
I'm
with the sword is going to come to kill the beggar the day after when he tells everyone what he saw.
Just a sword?
I'm still trying. I'm still sobering up here, so I'm just going.
So, plan.
Go with
we
you.
recruit. We give a beggar permission to stay in the creepy ass house with the dragon painting. We tell him there is
Right,
food and drink in
door.
the cellar. We tell him there is food and drink in the cellar. He goes to the cellar, he sees the dragon painting, he hides upstairs for the night, and then fucks off and tells everyone in the morning. We follow him and see who tries to kill him. If he dies, well, oh well.
Sounds more chaotic evil than chaotic good, to be honest.
Well, no, we're protecting the city.
If we can't even solve this ourselves, why are we sending a sheep to die?
I think we should
come
just
on.
take out ourselves.
I'm
I'm
evil,
happy.
I'm not that evil.
Same here. Same shit, brother.
But where do we go from here? There's no leads.
How do we bait somebody else? Unless you're willing
We-
to go.
We could question the guard that
We are
went to the
the
house.
best possible baits in this scenario. We are
I
the
can be
biggest
very
enemy.
persuasive about unlocking the secrets of the mind. I suggest we go visit this garden. I can, my eyes kind of flash purple. I can apply some pressure.
The guard who said he went to the house and no one answered.
Yes.
Okay.
That's not really
We're gonna have you make that
I
character up
get a
right now
sense
if you want.
for that slightly, Muslim Club Night on it, that we're not going to get anything useful from that leader.
No, I just want to make sure I have the right guard in
No,
mind.
it's fine. It's
No.
good. It's good. I mean,
No,
I
it
would
was-
say
it was
DM
that-
is metagaming, but then again, the DM is the meta. So
It's definitely one of those that where what do you call it? The guard's gone. No answer. Right, it's Friday. I'm
Yeah.
going for
Yeah.
and he's just gonna get harassed by some guy.
But
Well,
Nal's
like,
now going like
Let
3
me
new
see your
characters deep into this storyline. He's like, oh shit. I didn't know they were gonna go this route.
Yeah, I've thought that. See, since this entire game, entire campaign, I've been like, I think they'll go this way, and I was like, nope.
You've got the yellow paint over a very specific door, but no one's going towards it. Shit.
Oh god.
Hmm. What about questioning the captain of the guards? Because he was one that was signed off on that
Okay.
incident report as well.
Well, why don't we question the investigator first? Because if you question the captain, he could then go on to command the person who visited the house not to say anything. Whereas if we go straight to the source, then they don't have much time to respond.
Yeah.
Now we just need to figure out where to find this guard.
This is gonna be real fun. I don't know how we're gonna find a guard in a massive city.
Yep.
Do we have the guard's name was written on the thing, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah, was there like a badge number on
Yeah.
the incident report?
Yes. The name on the guard's report is Gregor Rollins.
Well, I have tipped the clerk rather well. I believe that as long as we made a reasonable argument, she would be willing to part with some information.
You can certainly go and ask.
And you know, I still have this thing, and I swirl the dice between my finger and my thumb.
You're gonna game of chance her into it.
No, I gotta get to the front of the queue again.
Oh, right. Yeah. You make your way to the front of the queue. Well, you.
Is there a local pub that the guards
Oh,
frequent?
hang on. You
Go there.
you hand the file back over to the evidence guard, and you get escorted back out of the through the halls, and you actually pass Mistress Penright on the way out. Amir, as you're sort of walking past, you give sort of like she's given the party like a bit of like a kind of not that motion you make whenever you see someone you recognize but you don't really want to talk to me, like kind of thing. You notice that on her like silks that are around her neck sort of shift slightly, and you notice that which you didn't see previously before, she's got a gold chain around her neck which seems to have like a little flash of white hanging off the end of it. That's about all you can make out as you continue going, and you're standing there waiting for Sinus to make his way to the front of the queue again, and he gets to the clerk. Goes, "Oh, hello again. I didn't expect to see you so soon. Did you get everything you were looking for?"
Mostly. We're looking for a name. We're looking for information on a specific guard. Gregor. And I turn to the others to remind me of the surname.
Hands up if you need me to say the surname again.
Say the surname again.
Rollins.
Roland.
Gregor Rollins.
Close.
You're looking
You'll
for
find Roland's in the deep.
Fuck off. You're looking for a specific guard. That's quite curious, but I know you're helping the council, so I'm sure you have your reasons. He likes to frequent the Laughing Lantern in the Commons. Is last I've heard.
Okay, and since we're such good friends, if anybody asks, could you tell them that we didn't ask you about any guards?
Sure. I'm sure you have a good reason for that.
We have the best reason, and I slip another silver.
Okay, I'm going to trust you for now. But if I need to, I will roll over on you, lickety spit.
You know, like what now?
Lickety spit. I'll roll over. I'll.
I know
You're
that
gonna
in
roll
Norse,
over and
mate,
like
thank
what
you.
now?
Why is she spitting at us?
It's a turn of phrase. Get out of here.
Okay.
Did we see Penrite walk by us, like
Yes.
out of her office?
Yes.
How well guarded is her office?
Excellent. Oh, that's a brave question. There's no guards posted outside of her office specifically,
Uh-huh.
but there is like a patrolling. This is the heart of the city. This is where the city council resides. So there's sort of patrols of a guard or two, but you're kind of at that point where you've gone so far into the inner sanctum that there is like roving patrols, but they're not particularly heavy, if you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
on a passive, no alert kind of day, they wouldn't expect any trouble to find its way in here. It would get stopped by the guards on the outer parts of the sanctum first. So there
Is
is
there an opportunity to sneak into the office?
roll a stealth check and find out, my friend.
Oh, fuck! I should not be doing this. I have disadvantage.
It's your idea. I know exactly how I'm going to describe this, regardless of what the rule is.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be
Be
suspicious.
suspicious.
So I got a 7.
Amir, I keep going to you because your passive perception's like 16. In fact, not just Amir, everybody, because he rolled a 7. As you guys are you pass Mistress Penright, and Amir, you notice like the gold chain and all that crack on her. When you get sort of level with her door, a Trag is sort of in the middle of the group, and then all of a sudden, as he gets level with the door, you just see him sort of fling himself to the right and like try and like stealth barrel roll through the door. At which point, he doesn't get the latch right, so he doesn't break the lock, but he does take about 3 or 4 millimeters of wood off the door frame with a large sort of as it happens, and he stands up again in the room.
Penrite
So
is
you've
the counselor we talked to, right?
yes,
Yeah.
Okay, she's got some sort of weird chain. Hmm.
with something hanging off it, but you didn't see what.
Can I? I'm gonna lean down to Sinis and tell him, because he might be able to work out what it is with his investigation. Because I'm like, I've spotted it, but if
Yeah, see
if
what it
I
is.
try and investigate, I'm gonna be like this.
Do you tell him this before or after he goes to the clerk?
Before.
Okay, so we'll rewind a little bit. Trag, you made a bit of noise, and you're now in Mistress Penright's office. What
Can
are
I
you going to
quickly
do?
like look around before anyone comes to like rush?
Roll an investigation check. The rest of the party kind of hear like what was that noise? Ding, dun, 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 dun. And then you get like a couple of guards sort of coming over. Okay, with your investigation of a 10 and your loud noise, but your party sort of taking up physical space in the corridors, making it harder for people to get there, I'll say you have 2 searches. There's her desk. You can search her desk. You could try closing the door and searching the cloak on the back of the door. You could look around and see if there's anything going on with the paintings in the room. You could look and see if there's anything in her bookcase, or there's a couple of points around around. But you
I'll
can
look
search 2 places.
look at the bookcase and the back of the door.
Okay. I'll allow you to roll fresh investigation checks for these. So
Right, so this
roll
will be
for the
the
bookcase.
bookcase. Yes. 16.
Excuse me. As you're sort of flittering through all the bookcases, just some books, and trying to find anything that has like maybe as a personal journal or maybe is something that shouldn't be there or whatever, you sort of are jostling the books a bit, and all of a sudden a flyer drops out and onto the floor.
I will pick it up and investigate.
It seems to be similar to the flyer that you were handed by Indra's brother, Harissa, back on in that bar in the dock ward. Something to do with, it's not quite the same. The dates and times are, no, sorry, it is. It is the exact same. It is the exact same date and time of whenever you guys infiltrated the red room.
I'll quickly pocket that
Okay.
and then check the back of the door now.
Yep.
Oof.
It's a door. Definitely.
It's a
There's a
Definitely.
door with a black cloak. In fact, it might even be. Is it black? Is it green? Who knows?
Oh dear. Right. I'll quickly leave the room now.
You just managed to get out in time, and the rest of the party sort of falls back into walking quickly towards the exit, kind of a bit confused at what you did. Before the guard, you're far enough away when the guards arrive. They don't really know what's going, like who has perpetrated this egregious offense. And sort of
Did I manage to see what was on her chain?
no, because it was sort of a passive look that Amir noticed as you were walking past each other, rather than like an actual like investigation check. And then you guys go through the.
I'm gonna try and quickly just come on guys, we need to go quick.
Well, as you're going, we need to go quick. Sinus is betting people to the front of the line, which takes, a good 5 or 10 minutes to get to the front of the line. And then he has the conversation with the girl behind the clerk desk and finds out that you guys want to go to the Laughing Lantern in the Commons. Now you can leave. Or you could have left anyway. But there's a chance you would have picked the wrong exit portal, because the exit portals are all fairly well marked. Like this is the exit portal for the Market District, this for Crossword, so there is one marked for the Commons.
I guess we go that way.
That's the exit for the Commons people.
You exit through the Commons, and it's a bit more, it's not a slum by any means, but it's definitely not as well to do as Craftsward or the Market District. The houses, there's no real 2-story houses. If there are, there's more like, it's more like a ground floor house and then a set of stairs that go up to a second floor. They're almost like rudimentary apartments. And it takes a little bit of asking around, a little bit of walking, but after a few minutes you find your way to the Laughing Lantern.
I'm gonna look around at us to try and...
I was just gonna say I'm gonna find a table to sit down at.
So as you enter, you see that there's a little bit of magic about this tavern. There's lanterns floating around, just not suspended at all, so the lighting sort of messes about, and has sort of fun effects on shadows. There's like a illusionary band playing rather than an actual bard. AI slap, am I right? And then there's just various like games being played about the place, and there appears to be like a fortune teller in a corner. Um, you also see that there is uh, an elf dressed in like wizard robes who seems to be doing a lot of the milling about and talking to people, and but all of the workers, all of the help would be almost like little elementals, like water elementals and air elementals, sort of floating about the place, carrying people's drinks and stuff. You're able to find a table in a corner, or you're able to find a table easily enough. It's not super busy, but it's got a low hum to it.
Hmm. I look around at us to see which one of us would probably fit in the most with the current clientele.
Well, you all have a touch of magic about you, other than Thrag. So, Thrag would be no. It doesn't seem like it's not an unfriendly place. It's not like, oh no, Thrag's part artificer. He does have magic about him. Um, it's not an unfriendly place. It's not like, you've walked into somewhere and the record stopped and everyone's looked around to see who's walked in the door and you're all getting mean-eyed. It's a friendly atmosphere. It's jovial. People are having, the crack and stuff. So there's not really a problem with fitting in.
And what number would you say the crack is?
90.
There we go. Move on.
Oh god, that's a very particular joke, that one. Just need to see something. I think
If we're all just sitting at the table, I'm gonna just start showing this flyer and saying, "Guys, this flyer was in that counselor's room.
I
She's
guess
definitely corrupt."
I take a look at it and just see what it's about.
So you look at it and you recognize it as the same time and place, Warehouse 10, Dock Ward. Next night from whatever the date was when you guys infiltrated the Red Room.
And I look at the others and go, well, this is why I was turned into an Inquisitor. Not everyone can spot these things about people.
Hear that,
You
right?
know, back in Clink, they used to hire any two-bit whore who couldn't follow up on his debts. They'd grab them, they'd say, hey, we'll make a guard out of you. And you choose to think that's a mark of pride is something beyond my estimation.
I believe they even had a song about it, didn't they? We'll make a god out of you.
That's where you were going. I knew that's where that was going.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, jeez.
Whereas Plink sounds more like the Night's Watch.
Yeah, I think Harrow probably just got bullied a little bit, but he took that really personally. And he's like, wow, Plink is a lawless bastion full of evil men. And everyone's like, oh, Plink's lovely. I went there on holiday.
I can't wait for the next Harrow.
I turn to Harrow and I go,
I do feel like if you want to kill an NPC for shock value, make it this Harrow, because I feel like next Harrow is better.
Harrow orders a drink and drops dead.
Yeah.
I turn to look at Harrow and I go, from what I remember, all the guards in Plink were cowards and died crying.
Yeah. You're right. Well, that and 2 copper pieces will buy you an ale. What do I give a shit? Yeah,
Uh,
new negative, like evil metal shadow kind of arrows.
Harry's just
Uh,
gonna be looking at the like with a confused. I don't know what this dynamic is, but we need to focus on the corruption.
Corruption's a fact of life. The sooner you accept that, the sooner you can learn to use it. Get ahead.
sorry, I'm just writing up the drinks list. It exists, but I'm just putting it into the handout chat.
I kind of give Harrow a side glance, kind of unsure whether to reveal that I like what I was doing in Plink when it was destroyed or not.
Wait, was Plink destroyed? I didn't even know that.
Well, when it was attacked. It
Right.
wasn't
Okay.
completely
Yeah, it was
destroyed.
attacked by the Ceramorphs, but it wasn't destroyed.
Yeah. There was significant damage done.
As I say, I'm sure Prime Timeline Harrow would be delighted to meet you. But
No, this Harrow definitely remembers me, or at least recognizes me. He just can't. He just doesn't fully understand what I am or who I am. He just knows
yeah,
that
I feel
I'm
like he
not.
had this Harrow had the psychologically least healthy reaction to all of his problems. He just kind of basically became like a narcissist and was like, well, clearly I'm the greatest, and I was chosen by destiny to survive the horrors, and I gained the power of evil, blah, blah, blah. And everyone's like, wow, yeah, wow.
Well, I think you'd at least be partially unsure of me because I showed up during the Battle of Plink and I stuck around Plink for a while after.
As you guys are
You,
sort of weighing each other up and chatting, the elf in wizard robes walks past your table and sort of waves his hand, and a couple of drinks menus appear on the table if you wish to order anything,
Ooh.
which I have put in the handouts. That's what I was doing there. I was just doing a copy and paste job.
I kind of wave him over to the table. And
So,
go,
yes.
I heard somebody I'm looking for frequents this place.
And who might that
I'll
be?
buy you a drink if you're willing to point him out for me.
I'm sorry. Say that you're buying a drink if you're. I heard I'll buy you a drink if you're willing to put it in your mouth for me.
No, I said
Point of my.
I hear somebody that I'm looking for frequents this place. I'll
Yep.
buy you a
Cut that bit.
drink if you're willing to point him out for me.
Oh, Jesus! I did not hear that right. Well,
I will give you sexual favors for this drink.
I'll
Well-
give you sexual favors and I'll buy you a drink.
well, honey. As happy as I am for you to offer me a drink, I own the Laughing Lantern. I can get how many of these I want for free, but in
Can we have
interest
some
of
for free?
no, I'm sorry, sweetheart, you've got to pay.
Uh-huh.
But maybe if you tell me who you're looking for, I'll be able to point you in the right direction.
His name is Gregory. And we do have some business with him, and that's as far as I want to go into it.
I don't know a Gregory, but there's a Gregor that comes around. Is that potentially who you're looking for?
It's possible. Is he one of the Stonehands by any chance?
Why, yes, he is. He's
Yeah,
not in
that's-
yet, but I can. He frequents here pretty. I can.
Well, if he's willing to help me out, I'm sure we could put in a good word for him.
Well, I'm sure that's between you and him, but I'll let him know you're looking for him whenever he comes in.
Do you know what time he usually gets in?
It won't be long now. He usually gets off work soon, and then he comes here, has a few of our cocktails, and then stumbles on home.
Would it be better? Could you inform us that he's here rather than inform him that we're here?
Sure. I mean, it's no skin off my nose. but have a drink, relax. You know, you'll live longer.
In the meantime, I'll run the memory mead to the table.
You're all having okay. If you're all wanting memory mead, I'll have one of my elementals come and bring it over. Is that the only order? Anybody having anything else?
What do you call it? Ime wants to drink brew, Dragon's Breath, but Alex likes the idea of Polymorph Punch. It sounds like a new monster flavor.
I will say Goliath Amir would have liked Dragon's Breath, but Druid Amir.
What's in a
Wait.
time tonic, barkeep? Think you could go back in time, fix all the fucked up decisions I made in my life, and they led me to be hanging with these schmucks?
There's a bit of time, bit of tonic.
Marks.
It won't let you go back and fix the past by any means, but it's a quirky, fun little fact I've been toying with.
Yeah, Ime's
Not
gonna
any
drink.
beer, just beer. Okay, one of those assholes.
I,
I bet nobody even orders a just beer around here.
I turn to him
Yeah,
and I go,
Ime's gonna order Dragon's Breath.
I apologize. I didn't ask your name.
Oh, aren't you sweet? My name's Phelan Mist. And all
Okay,
these
fair.
little elementals about, you can just call Bloop. Let's call it Bloop 1, Bloop 2, Bloop 3.
I'll throw you a silver tip if you ignore my depressing friend over there and just get him the first thing that he says.
So the next first thing that he says, or the first thing
No,
that
the
he
first
said?
thing he said.
Oh, okay, the time tonic. Okay, so that's a round of memory meads, a time tonic, and what were you saying there, big fella?
Dragon's Breath, please.
Oh,
A dragon's
oh,
breath for you,
and a windy whiskey.
a windy
So
whiskey
talk
for
to the
you.
windy whiskey.
2
I'll
windy
get
whiskeys.
the. Yeah, I know.
And I'll also have a lucky liquor just to wash it down.
Oh, lucky liquor. Okay, so
I think we should
what
try
now?
them all. We should get all.
um, I mean for 3 gold pieces each, you can just have one of like as many if you want for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
I don't want to get drunk, so I'm okay.
Does that come with a room?
I could, you know what? Sure, I'll throw in a room as well. You guys look like you could be good customers.
I'll
And
put 3
don't
gold
worry,
on the table.
there's to make room for the magical effects. We've had to tone down the alcohol a little bit, so you can have quite a few before you get really drunk. You know, the effects are fun.
I'll
So
drop down the 3 gold. And...
the memory. What was that, sorry?
3 gold each, right? So,
Yeah, 3 gold each. And then you can basically have as many of them as you want, or as much of them as you want. So we'll start off with the memory meads arrive, and they are sort of the typical amberish, honeyish kind of mead color, but they're just a little bit thicker. And anyone who drinks one now has enhanced memory recall for 1 hour. The time tonic is it's this bizarre purple liquid, very very fizzy at the top, but the bubbles leave the glass but go very very slowly upwards, like they're really wading through gravity. Um, Harrow, for the next minute, you perceive everything 10 seconds slower than it actually happens. So if you got slapped in the face, you'd sit there for 10 seconds and you'd be like, ow. So for the next minute, you're on like, you've got ping, basically.
I perceive things 10 seconds slower.
Yep. You fucking got me with that. You can have advantage for that.
Oh, minutes. Oh, damn.
You can have advantage for that. That was awesome. That was brilliant. Dragon's Breath is this soupy kind of orangey liquid, and for the next hour, every time you exhale, there is a harmless small fire effect. The lucky liquor for the next, it's sort of this bright gold, almost translucent color. For the next hour, you have a +1. A +1 for your next D20 roll within the hour. So it's not all D20 rolls. It's we've got a +1 to your next D20 roll. The the windy whiskies look like a regular whiskey, but as you take it to your face, like if you put your ear to it, you hear like a in the glass, and as you bring it to your mouth, you kind of get like that sort of headstrong wind to your face. And if you've got any facial hair, it's kind of like blowing back. Like real life Shadar, your beard and all would be like down here and like blowing, if you've got like a really strong wind. And now every time you make like a gesture or anything for the next 8 hours, anytime you make a gesture or anything like that, it is followed by like a small gust of wind. So if you're talking with your hands a lot, the person in front of you is just getting like, beaten up by these winds. Yeah, you're airbending. I think that was all the drinks. I don't think I missed any ones that were ordered.
Yes, we've got the whole thing to go through at some point.
Okay, get into the polymorph punch.
Polymorph punch. Okay, roll me a D100. For the next 10 minutes, from your elbow down, your arms have been replaced with like sheep hooves, like a sheep's leg and hooves.
Oh my
So you don't have hands anymore. You've got like sheep hooves and stuff. So you're like for the next 10 minutes.
A polymorph punch.
Roll a D100.
6.
Your entire bottom half has been replaced with the bottom half of a cow for the next 10 minutes.
Now, just to really annoy you, Niall,
Yeah.
I have drank the memory mead within the
You
last...
have?
Well, I,
Oh no. I
at
see where this is
Sinis,
going.
I'm going to try to remember the events of last night.
What was last night in game?
That was when we all died.
Oh, was that last night?
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
it would
Jesus.
be because we were still we were moving across.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my
that would be last night. God, it's been that long since we played. Okay. So you remember having I'll do you one better. You remember having been in charge, because you're sort of the more responsible. You would probably have taken Harold's role of being the one in charge of the orb. And you all went to sleep in the inn that you were sleeping in on the docks ward. And you were awoken by this orb glowing like a purplish kind of color. And you remember it had some sort of like conjuration magic attached to it. And then, these kobold assassins appeared in the room and almost killed all of your party. You were all, a couple of you were on death's door, maybe a couple of death saving throws. Emir and Harrow were close to death, and Indra and Thrag were still standing but very, very close to death, and you were, pretty like less than 10 hit points left. You were very close to death as well. But you managed to whittle down the assassins down to there being one left. And he made a beeline for the orb and dove out the window and managed to escape into the night which is why you guys are no longer in possession of said orb. Honestly, I thought you were going to combine that with your lucky drink. To be like, oh, I also have a +1 to my D20 roll.
Oh, I've got a way better idea for that.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna kind of sit there and carry on chatting with the party until the guy comes back and tells us that Gregor has arrived.
Okay.
See the carry thing. Sorry, before
Uh-huh.
we get into the rest of this.
Yeah.
So is it like a centaur, or
Um.
are my legs just
No,
changed
you're
into?
reverse Minotaur.
Yeah, you're basically Alex is right. You
No,
got your
okay.
reverse minotaur from about just above your belly button down is
Yes.
now cow.
It's now cow, right?
So you now have
Oh,
Bull or cow?
two nipples and 4 udders.
Shit, it's right. Wait, can I?
Amina, you're a
Right,
farmer,
can-
right?
can-
Do you wanna get some milk?
Yeah, can I milk myself?
I
Are you
mean,
allowed to milk yourself in public? What's the laws on this?
you do know you can't milk a bull, right?
Oh,
Yeah, but he
that's
said
not a bull. He's got
it's
udders.
a cow. It's specifically a cow.
It is a
He
cow.
said udders.
You start to make the motion to milk yourself, and then what's his name again?
Balin.
Yes, taps a sign that says "No milking yourself in public."
Okay, sorry. From the countryside, we do this all the time.
Does
I'm just gonna,
I was just gonna ask if anyone had any other drinks they wanted to try.
I'm gonna order a tableful, and by a tableful I mean a tableful of Lucky Liquor.
Oh, fuck. Yep, sure. You order 30 Lucky Liquors.
Okay. Nobody else touched them. They're mine.
Can I order another polymorph punch?
Sure.
Can I order a polymorph punch as well?
Sure. These could roll D100s.
55.
So the hooves on your feet have been replaced with jaguar claws.
No, my others.
No.
Oh,
You have
Just
human udders and then jaguar claws.
Okay.
54. Your mouth gets replaced with a beak of an eagle. Your voice
still
box
have
is
his
still the
tongue?
same. Yeah, he still has his tongue in his voice box, but
That's
he has
very dangerous.
his beak. He's a beak.
That is very dangerous.
The weird sensation just jiggling these udders just freely.
Oh God. Ah.
Can someone else milk me? Is there a law against that? Is this the loophole?
No, you're not allowed to be milked.
Well, Amir is a farmer, or was a farmer.
Well, right, okay.
again,
won't get- I
Amir has
won't-
no interest in milking him.
I feel like you're just gonna stick with polymorph punch.
Yeah, it's so good.
I feel like Amir's about to empty all those bottles out of his bag and just fill them all up with these fucking potions.
Oh shit, that's a great idea.
Oh no. Colin.
How do these? How well do these drinks mix? Like,
In
if you
what
mix
way?
any, like, so if you mix them, do they lose the magic properties, or?
You don't know.
All
There's
I'm
no way to
saying
find out.
is 36 bottles of Lucky Liquor. That's kind of overpowered. That's slightly worse guidance.
Niall, just to be clear, I'm not this bad to Dylan. So whenever he says,
Okay.
"Oh, I'm just doing what Alex does to me," I would like to point out I'm not this bad.
I'm not too bothered. It's only a plus. It's no, yeah, it's only a +1. So it's not
I'm
too
going
bad.
to empty one of my wine bottles.
Niall,
Okay.
you didn't say it doesn't stack.
Well, you can try it and find out. I also didn't say it does stack.
Can I get some Echo Elixir and some Moonlit Mirage?
Are you drinking them now, or are you storing them?
No, they're going to be stored
Can I get
together
some-
in
can I
this
get
wine
some,
bottle that I just emptied.
Okay,
I get
sure.
some sparkling amber.
Where are you emptying the wine bottle into?
Just on the floor.
Do
Just
you
on
want
the
to
ground.
drink the sparkling amber now, or are you keeping it for later?
Oh, I'm drinking it now.
All around your body, harmless sparks start to like zip off your body, like a firework.
Nice.
Can I try the invisible ink and the invisible line?
The invisible
Well,
ink, and what was the other one? Sorry,
The invisible line?
Invisalign. Okay. So you have the invisible ink first, and you notice that the tip of your finger is like
I'm glad you finished that
constantly
with finger.
it's like constantly damp, and you start to like you're like wiping it off on something, and that you notice that whatever you write using your finger, excuse me, for the next hour, basically you can write invisible messages. Combine that with the Invisawine. After you finish the Invisawine, you notice you watch as your hands up to the wrist disappear. They just turn invisible. for the next 10 minutes, your hands are invisible.
So, wait, if I hold something with my hand, right, is that gonna be invisible? Or
That's
if
an
I hold my
excellent
sword,
question.
is that be invisible?
I'm going to say no. It specifically says makes hands invisible, so you have your arm up to your wrist and then a gap, and then your sword or whatever just telekinetically floating in midair is what it looks like to an observer.
To be fair, it would be really cool for a monk of invisible punches playing. Otherwise,
some of these are more useful than others.
well, yeah, that's a pretty cool. So the invisible message, right? So how is somebody gonna perceive it if I write it with invisible ink?
I will say that you can what's the word I'm looking for? Like target it at someone. So you could be like, I want
Alright.
Amir to read this, and then only Amir can read it. You know, you can say who you want to be able to read it.
Can I get an invisible ink and Invisawine? In fact, no, not the Invisawine, just the invisible ink.
Yeah, you can have the invisible ink. That's the one that Indra's just had.
Okay.
I fucking Harrow must be having a wicked time at the minute because he's still sort of perceiving all of this like 10 seconds after it happens.
I'm gonna drink.
Yeah, how's great. How's
I'm gonna
great.
drink the invisible ink.
Haru's just like, oh, suddenly cow
Yep.
after like 10 seconds. Like, what?
Can I try the boulder fruit?
So the Boulder Brew gives you +1 to your strength for an hour.
Oh, +1 to my strength modifier.
Yes. So as in, if you had a 19, it would be a 20.
Is Trag still a little guy?
No, he's a
Wait, did you say strength
No,
4 or
I'm
the
a human.
You're.
Oh.
You're a little human.
Ooh.
Did it say strength modifier?
Can I get my
It's-
finger and draw a mustache on Trag?
It's +1 to your strength. So if your strength
Alright.
was 19, it would now be 20.
It's a 20, so 21 doesn't make sense anyway. Don't want to make any difference by it.
Try drinking 2 of them. See if it does anything.
just slams them all and turns into the Hulk.
I'm
I
gonna.
Pretty cool.
go ahead.
I'm going to drink 2 of the drinks on the table, and then I'm going to try to. I don't know.
2 of your lucky liquors.
I'm gonna try and throw a dagger across the room. Yeah, I'm gonna drink. I'm gonna pound 2 at the back, and then try and throw a dagger across the room and try and land it like between the eyes on a poster across the room.
Roll a ranged attack. And add put a 1d20, add a +1 to your roll.
I didn't work. Oh, do I have a dagger? I don't think I have a dagger. It might have to be my crossbow. It's gonna have to be my crossbow.
It throws his crossbow.
No, I'll grab a bolt between my fists and just launch it with my hand.
Okay.
So it'll just be like dexterity, I assume. 'Cause it's
Yeah, it's just a range. It's just an attack roll. And add your 1 to your 8. So you aim for the poster. You still strike the poster, luckily, so you don't hurt anyone. But it doesn't land where you want it to. And at that point, just as Phelan is coming over, he's like, I prefer you didn't throw or brandish weapons in my establishment, but Gregor has just come in.
My apologies. Thank you. Could you point him out to me?
He turns around and points out to a man walking in, shorter than you expected, about 5'3", a sort of an older man in full stone hand uniform with the helmet off under one arm as he walks up to, with like an air of this is his spot at the bar.
I grab an armful of the Lucky Liquors and I kind of walk over to him, lay him on the bar next to him, and go, Gregor?
Yes, I'm Gregor. Do
I
know you?
slide over half the amount I managed to carry over, which I assume is probably like 8.
Yeah, call it.
So I slide over 4 of them in front of him and just start like, sipping on one. They go, well, hopefully a friend. I know you don't like to speak business when you're off work, but this can't really wait.
I mean, my business is I'm just a guard. I'm not anyone of any kind of note. But sure, if I can make it. It's been a hell of a day. Just all I ask is you make it quick. But if I can help you, sure, it's part of the job.
I motion to the drinks I put in front of him, like say, go have some, and
thank you very much.
And I go, so we're doing, me and my associates are doing a bit of an investigation into some interesting goings on, and we're aware that you responded to a call at a house near the river a few weeks back.
Augustus.
Strange goings
Augustus's
on.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Augustus had come in a few days before and was talking about noises or something going on in his house. Maybe a kind of break-in, or hell, maybe it'd even been a haunting for all we knew. But I was assigned to go over and do a investigation and see if there was any validity to what he was saying. And I knocked on the door, waited around for 15-20 minutes, but no answer, and I don't have the authority to kick the door in. So I left and reported it back to the powers that be above me.
How soon after his report did you make this visit?
Oh, there's a backlog of these kind of visits, and we try to get through them as quickly as we can. But I'd say it was still probably about 3 or 4 days before I got to them.
Okay. Did you see anything interesting while you were there?
No, I didn't really see anything. There was no. When I knocked on the door, I sort of peered in his window, just closest to the door a little bit to see if there's any movement, but no movement, no embers in the fire, no dishes on the table, nothing. No sign of life, basically.
Can I ask who commanded you to go and visit Augustus?
Well, it's sort of comes from my sergeant, who gets it from his captain, who gets it from Captain Stonetide. It's just a chain of command.
Okay.
Like,
And,
and to be clear,
so
Captain Stonetide wouldn't have turned around and said, "Give this to Gregor." He will have handed it to he'll have handed it to the captain above my sergeant and said, "I want these jobs done," and then that captain will have given it to my sergeant, subset to my sergeant, "I want these jobs done," and then my sergeant will give it to me. So
Understood.
fairly randomly, almost.
And can I ask who you reported your failure to meet with Augustus to?
I reported it back to my sergeant and my captain, and then I was asked to fill out a report and put it next to the incident report so that anyone else who, we've got a record for. Well, here we are. I assume that's why you're talking to me.
Was the incident report one of the things we read?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's how we got his. That's how we got his name, wasn't it?
Yeah. Okay. And this may be a less pleasant question. Has there been any uncertain goings on within the ranks recently? I'm not talking about. I don't care if it's someone skimming money, taking an extra dagger here or there. I'm talking about some unusual requests coming from higher than you'd expect.
He sort of looks around to see if there's anyone nearby and listening. And he's like, "Well, it's not really a secret. It's more knowledge no one really wants to admit, but people are going missing. Like, the streets aren't as busy, and like no one of really any import. But like Augustus is just one of a few dozen of people that we've noticed aren't in their houses or whatever, and they're not all they've not all said, "Oh, there's noises in my house," and then have disappeared or anything like that. It's just a family member maybe hasn't heard from a daughter or a son or a father or a mother for a while, and they're like, "Can you go do a wellness check?" And we go around and there's no answer. But yeah, people are going missing, and then there's all these dragon attacks, or kind of like the rumors you hear about people trying to insurrect in Beck and Sales. So we thought maybe we got killed in some kind of civil action, but yeah, there's people are, like I said, they're trying to not acknowledge it, but people are worried.
And is there any way you could write down a couple of these names and addresses for us of the other people that have gone missing? Only 2 or 3, just so we can see if there are any similarities between the cases.
Sure, there was Rulin Orfel, who was he's a dwarf. He's the one I looked at about 3 weeks ago. He lives not too far from here in the commons. And then I had a gnome, Stormy Quiet Bottom, who lived in the dock ward. He went missing about 2 months ago, Yeah, there was. I've not been in any of their houses, but all I know is that we were asked to look at them. They weren't there.
Yay. And this may be an uncomfortable question, but do you suspect any sympathetic activities from any among your ranks?
Not so much as I'd want to get anyone in trouble, but there is the odd time we've heard people talk about, how much we have to feed the giants, and the dryad. Like, not that we'd be better under the dragons, but maybe we'd be better without any of them. And we have to kind of remind them that the brothers have stood by us in our toughest times, and it's part of the reason why Beckinsale's in such a lush part of the world. So we're lucky to have them around, but not everybody is as loyal as they should be.
Well, while I understand your while I understand your friend's concerns, I would just like to remind them what happened at Plink. And while a free city is free, it's not always safe.
Not sure I'm familiar with Plink. To be honest, I moved to Beckinsale about 20 years ago, and I've not really looked outside its borders since, so I'm not really familiar with Plink.
Well, let's just say it wasn't pretty.
I hear that. I'm just hoping that this whole dragon business can be put to bed soon, and we can go back to living the way we were.
Agreed. I'll appreciate your time. I know you're off the clock. I turn to the rest of the group and see if anyone else has got questions for him.
Just watching him intently. I don't feel like he's held anything back, so I don't feel the need to use my, special warlocky spells. But I'm just watching intently.
Can I ask you one more question?
Sure.
What's your opinion on Councillor Penright?
I mean, she could share the wealth a little more. I mean, if I kind of get by with some help with my friends, the people I look after.
I get by with a little help.
I get a handout or two here for people who are grateful for the service I do. But I know plenty of people, especially in the commons, who are living sort of sale to sale, or import to import. They're not really doing as well as they could. And I know Mistress Penright is fairly well off, but honestly, I've had no dealings with her personally, so I can't speak to her character.
I understand that with difficulties in the commons, that not everyone would like to be upfront with their comings and goings. But how well would you say Penright has a control on the import market in the city?
Well, to be honest, that's a bit above my station. But
I'm not asking you as a stationman. I'm asking as a commoner.
As far as I'm aware, all the market trades go through Penright, but we're sort of free to do whatever we want personally. But as soon as I could bring in whatever I wanted into the city, as long as I was paying whatever it took to get it here, from a procurement perspective. But if I was to then sell it to you, then I would have to cut the city in. As far as I understand it.
Well, we appreciate your candor, Gregor. You do the city a great service.
Well, I appreciate the drinks. And, I'm here most nights if you ever want to talk.
I push over the other 4 drinks.
Oh, thanks very much. If I'm usually here most nights after shift, so if you're ever looking at me again, You know where to find me.
I give him a nod and I head back to the table with the rest of the party and explain to them exactly what we've discussed. So,
So now we
you
have
a-
more people to search for.
I think it's more a case of we just see if there's anything common going on between them. We could investigate their homes and see if there's any similarities between the victims. If they have that spooky ass shit below their houses. Then, as much as I would like to find out if they submit any reports, I feel like Pembright may get a little bit suspicious if we start going back asking for more access. So,
I guess we could go up to one of their houses and see if it's done for work. But I think at the end, I think we should just stake out the other house. Previously, it was good enough.
well, there was
Just gonna
one
take-
that lived not too far away from here. He said Rulin lived around just down the road in the commons.
We could check the house now.
Yeah.
We don't really see any gold in it. That's all it is.
Yes, it would be. It's probably about 9-10 p.m. at night currently. So you could absolutely either everyone stakes it out and you take a point of exhaustion for the next day, or you could sort of camp out in various places in the surrounding area and take watches or whatever. That's up to you guys.
Well, what we could do, and hear me out, is the rest of you sleep upstairs in Augustus's house. And I'll sleep outside in a bush because I can still see while I'm sleeping.
So you're going to go back to Augustus's house?
Wait,
If we're gonna,
you see
if we're gonna
you see you while he's sleeping.
I know while I'm awake. Yeah, as a wolf, I'm fully aware while I'm sleeping.
Because he
I
doesn't
don't
want to
need
get
sleep as
surprised.
well. I'm a shadow guy, so I can see the front, so I can still perceive things. I can't see, but I can still perceive things. Still gotta be asleep.
Do you guys are you like part elf? Do you have trance or something?
Yeah,
No.
so shadow guy is basically just an elf from the Underdark.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you have
Or
trance. You
Shadowfell.
don't need to sleep.
I also from Shadowfell.
Love it. Fair enough.
It sounds like
So-
it's Miss Ben who could sleep for like 2 hours, do like light activity for 2 hours and not have to worry about anything.
Yeah. So are you going to stick out a house? And if so, whose house? Or are you going to sleep in the room that you've kind of half purchased?
I do think, I think we should stake out a house at some point because otherwise it's going to be very difficult to actually find these people.
I think if we're gonna stake our house, it's probably gonna be Augustus's house because they're going to be aware that we've been there.
Made like
So-
noise in it.
Yeah. So if they go there today and see that the secret passage is open, then they're not gonna go back there.
Mm.
So we should probably head back there before anybody realizes and skedaddles.
Okay, so the party heads back out to stake out Augustus's house. That is where we're going to end the game for tonight.
Alright.
Okay.
That is the first game I've had in a while without combat. Feels like it's been combat.
Yeah.
Combat, chameleon.
Apparently,
Ah.
I'm pretty like annoying Niall with the intricacies of
Tactics
tax laws.
close.